And now back to your regularly scheduled trial.
I never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get your assigned seats. You mean podiums? We don't sit.
So current open once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. We get it, Makoto.
Yep.
We get Chikio Mondakoto. That's really hard to say. Deadly will, deadly deception, deadly faith, a deadly class trial.
Yeah, I would like to save, thanks.
Nah, screw saving.
Whee!
Okay,
All
set
right.
skills.
Honestly,
this
at this point, you have so few, you can just set them all.
Yeah.
See, I actually had to, like, pick and choose.
But I have been like hanging out with people in such a way that's been not getting good stuff.
Yeah.
So I've really not been hanging out with the people who die.
Yeah. I mean, I was doing that, but I also maxed out people before they died, or at least got close.
Yeah, because you like
I was
focus on
one away
person.
from. I was one away from Chihiro.
I did not figure that I'd be able to like focus on one person, so I was like, I might as well go to speak with that one, know a little bit about all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea what happened, but I have an idea who did it. It's just a matter of proving that they did. I just want to read this. Fumi's spot. This is about Fumi's body disappearing. Robo Justice. Bend at the waist more than 90 degrees. Okay. Interesting. I wonder if someone else was in that costume. But, we know that he went up to the equipment room at 6 a.m. Mostly because of his wristwatch. And he was holding onto it for dear life. E-handbook's going home to play, but I don't know how yet. Whoever wrote this also wrote this. So that's important. And it's clear it wasn't Yasuhiro. The one thing that's certain to me is Hifumi moved himself. Because he cleared off his glasses so he could see with his own glasses clean cloth. And got rid of it because it was no longer in mint condition, this stupid little prick. But
Bless you, kitty.
it's clear that Taka actually did die in the equipment room, and he was wrapped up in the tarp, and then they used the dolly to get to the. You gonna nuzzle the mic?
Hi. You want to come cuddle?
You wanna come up here, cat? You gonna join us for this class trial?
You want to come cuddle? Come here.
Oh, she's been captured. Okay, she's gonna
Oh,
do
she's
this.
purring. The second I grabbed her, she started purring. Hi.
Hello, small cat.
Hi.
Okay, so it's clear that he was by the
What's up?
repository door, not that door, the equipment room bloodstain, the dolly, and the tarp. It's clear he was wrapped in a tarp and put on the dolly to move to the repository. The other thing, I think this was the actual murder weapon, the spotless hammer. I think that's what killed Taka. And then it was washed clean, and it's the only one that does, because the other ones would have blood on it, and I imagine that one did, and that was cleaned out. That's as far as I've gone in my line of thinking. I have a theory of who it is, but I don't want to get into that. We're just gonna have to go straight into a class trial.
Hi.
Let's begin with
Oh
a
wow, it's
basic
getting lonely on this
explanation
side of the courtroom.
class trial.
Oh, yeah.
So, your votes will determine the results.
I think at
Yes.
this point, our pictures outweigh our living.
Well, let's see. There's 8 now, which means there's 7
we're
dead.
We're just barely.
With just one person. But at the end of this trial, it will outweigh because one more person will
If
die.
you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive
Okay, we know.
punishment.
I don't want to
But
skip it because it's
if you pick the
spoken.
wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides
Yeah.
the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
What's interesting about this is I didn't think they were going to go back to an odd number because I imagined that they were going to keep it even the whole time. So it's odd they went down because now there's 8 of us and there's going to be 7 of us at the end. I basically didn't think
Well, another person could kill 2 people, and then it would even out.
Yeah, but I didn't think it would happen.
fair.
Now then, to begin with,
Hina's going to immediately frame Hero.
We already know who did it.
No we
was
don't.
that?
Huh?
Wait, This is supposed to be
It was
interesting.
Hiro.
Wait, I'm sorry.
He
What?
does not have an alibi for when the murders took place.
Alibi.
And we found him in that suit.
Alibi.
Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
I didn't. Someone knocked me out. I was asleep the whole time. I don't know
Also gonna have
anything
to put,
about
like,
it.
A seizure warning
For that.
for all of
Murdering
those.
Milk, murderer.
Because they do that so much.
You're not one to
Listen,
talk.
you are the pot calling the kettle black. You need to stop.
Yeah, even
I
Hero's
am
annoying.
sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence.
Do we?
Blueprint for the suit.
Not in his handwriting though.
Parts we assume were used to build it. And all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
Yes, but he also couldn't have killed. So one person killed both of them, right? I imagine killing Kafumi was tying up a loose end.
That's what you gotta figure out. That's
Yeah.
what you gotta prove.
And I know who Hifumi simps for, so I have an idea who did it.
How many times do I have to tell you?
Simps for.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Don't worry, Hero. I know you are too innocent to do that in this moment. Believe it or not,
Your arm was gonna hit the stop button for the timer, so.
is Hero really the killer, or for anything else, we have to make that clear. I feel so lonely right now.
I know! You're just surrounded by pictures of X'd out people.
I mean, at least I had Hifumi next to me before.
Yeah,
And it wasn't pleasant, but at least I had a person.
yeah.
Oh, so many pictures.
So many pictures.
Robo just discussing Yasuo's message, Robo just stupid. I think someone's gonna say, oh, it's clear that,
Everything we
Yasuo...
found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof
Oops, my
enough
bad.
that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that
Oh, hi.
stuff.
Real quick, I need to actually see something real quick.
Which buttons are which?
Yes, I need to see which ones concentrate. Okay, that's all I
Not
need to know.
true. It's a conspiracy.
Hero, why? Why did you kill them?
No. Just hold on a second.
Okay. Finding evidence that Hero's the killer. It's not really true.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Hero, why? Why did you kill them?
No. Just hold on a second.
I'm trying to figure out what the fuck this one is. There's only two statements.
What was it? In your room and something else?
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
Oh, pretty cool.
I don't know
Oh, maybe I
anything
need
about
to
that
take
stuff.
one of them and do
It's
something
not
like that.
true.
I
It's
forgot
a
I can do that.
conspiracy.
Just gonna keep shooting these for a little extra time until I can
Why
figure
did
this
you
out.
kill them?
No. Just hold on
I
a
think
second.
it's like I'm thinking. I think my brain is doing a smart, but I'm not sure. Let me look at some.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I feel like I need to take one of those and use it against the other, but I'm not sure.
It's not true.
Go
It's a
over what you have in your bullet
conspiracy.
and see if anything stands out to you.
Hero, why?
Well,
Why did you kill them?
No, I meant like that.
Just-
well, we
Like,
found the
Hold on a
costume
second.
in his room, but that doesn't make sense because he was also wearing it.
no, I
Oh.
meant like go over, like read each thing. You know what I mean? Like in your truth bullets, read what they
Everything we
say.
found in your
Okay.
room.
Yeah, there you go. So you have Yasuhiro message, Robo Justice blueprints, and Robo Justice
Yeah, so we found in his
costume.
room the costume. In addition, anyone would be known by Yasuo could possibly fit into the costume.
The other one is Yasuhiro message, not a cat.
Alright. Okay, so I feel like it's too soon to use this against the blueprints because the obvious thing is that this the handwriting contradicts it, but I don't think I can bring that up yet. Is that actually what I need to do?
I believe so. Yes. I remember correctly.
Okay. Well, oops, keep doing
The
it.
blueprints,
That's what I
the
thought.
suit parts, it.
Well,
Proof enough.
yep.
Okay. Shut the fuck up!
They gotta come out of the gate with this one. They're like, hold the phone, everyone.
Yeah, that's what was
Sure
confusing me.
Hero really made those blueprints?
Yeah, I think it's whoever wrote these
Because
notes.
your goal right now is to confirm whether or not
He's the murderer.
those blueprints were made by Hero.
What do you
Right.
mean?
Well, take a look at this.
Yeah, so that I knew that from the very start. I just didn't think that would come up so soon.
It's the note
Yeah.
that Hero wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say?
So we're just bringing. So we're just acknowledging the bear knows about Alter Ego at this point, right?
When you compare it to
No.
the blueprints.
So maybe you shouldn't say that.
There's no way. you
Wait,
could
what did he
think the
say?
Same person made both
He
of them.
said after Alter Ego disappeared,
Oh.
Makoto did. I was like, so that's why I said. So we're acknowledging the bear knows about Alter Ego.
Unless that
I feel like the
person
bear
made
kinda
point
tunes out a
to
little bit. He's
disguise
like,
their handwriting.
I don't care about the arguments. I just care about who dies.
Yeah, pretty much.
The differences are bigger.
I mean, he
than
doesn't
that,
really
I think.
moderate these trials. It's kind of just us yelling at each other.
Yeah, he only really pays attention if we ask him something or if like we start to get too far off track. Then he's like, hey, murder.
I'm 90% sure I'm pretty sure whoever the mastermind is, he just left to go get a drink during part of this trial. And he's just
He's like, he goes to make a sandwich, goes to make some tea.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think I'm trying to change my handwriting anyway.
fair enough. I honestly
So,
believe
Makoto,
that.
Are you saying you don't think Hero's the culprit?
I've been saying that for a while, you know.
He's not the only one. I think Hero is innocent as well.
Yeah, but we don't give a shit what you have to say.
What?
But, well, apparently Makoto shot
Who
for
was
it.
in that Robo-Justice suit?
Well, the only person who would match his height would be, really enough, Taka, but I don't think he was in
Is
it.
it like Hero said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
Actually, that wouldn't make sense. Taka would have been dead when someone was running around the
The
suit.
suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
Of course, you pass it off to
So?
me.
Who was in the Robo-Justice
What'd you
suit?
do?
you
Oh,
see the
yeah,
time?
she's bluffing. I don't know who was in the suit. The Illuminati.
The Illuminati was in the suit.
Hina could have been in it. Hero couldn't. Hero was in it. But that's the problem. If I say Hina couldn't fit, Hero's the only person who could fit. That's the Hero.
Yeah.
Other than Hero, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit. And we never found any kind of second suit.
Yeah, I think the suit's some sort of
Then there
ruse.
can be no doubt. Hero is the prime suspect.
I
But-
love this circle that we take. He's not the suspect. Okay, then who was in the suit? He was.
Okay,
so he's the prime
sus-
suspect.
Yeah.
What? All right.
Yaka, make up your goddamn
That doesn't
mind.
make any sense. You just said Hero didn't do it.
See, even Hina's like, all right, listen,
I never.
guys.
This one, I really like this one where it becomes 3 spikes.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense. Hero was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So
he
what
gets
you're
it.
saying is,
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
What?
Have you been booped? Did
Now
Papa boop
that's a
you?
bold assumption.
Now even Jill's like, yeah, I don't believe this shit for a
And
second.
what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes.
Well, honestly,
Of
yeah.
course. But before we get to that,
Don't ask me a
there's
question.
something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
It's basically there's 3 people guiding the trial. Me, Kyoko, and Byakuya, and everyone's just throwing around accusations.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've noticed about
Hey,
this.
stop trying to boss us around.
Well, here's the one we...
It's basically about convincing everyone
Yeah,
of what's
Things in
happened.
proper order.
he is right.
so what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify
Sakuра's
the
like,
method
I
of
just exist.
transportation for Taka's lifeless
I got no opinions. Just
Uh,
tell me who to vote.
Okay, I guess we do need to clarify that for
It
everyone.
would seem
Because
that
everyone's
his
like
corpse was
disappeared.
moved using certain
Mm-hmm.
particular items.
Yeah,
Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
the tarp and the dolly.
What's booped you?
Since I used to talk as Bali, they must have been...
Bali.
I said dolly?
No, you said used to move Taka's Bali.
Oh, because I had... my bad.
That's funny.
Well, do I have to... Can I present any of them? I know...
Yeah, you can present either of them in either order.
Okay, well, the dolly, of course. Let's do one more thing. The tarp. Okay. Got it!
They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
Yep. With the attitude. I'm right.
So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room. And then we rediscovered it in the
As
repository.
he opens that door.
He is tall.
Yeah, I told you.
Well, I knew
Makoto's like 5'3", and Byakuya is 6'1".
Yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot that Makoto's short.
Yeah, Byakuya is the only one that it makes sense that whenever like we're walking around, we're basically looking at his dick.
Yeah.
Byakuya and Hiro.
Well, we're like chest height for him.
Yeah.
And when we found it for the second time,
Oh,
it
you
was
just
wrapped in blue
wet.
tarp, right?
There's a kitty splashing.
It was the same tarp that up until then was stored in the equipment
I keep
room.
wanting to make like conversation over this, but I don't want to talk over them. I guess the text is on
So the
screen.
killer must have
Yeah.
seen it there.
But,
and decided
there's,
to
like-
And
use
also we
it when
can
they
mute
moved
ourselves
Taka's
from not
body.
saying anything too interesting.
That's true.
That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while
I
they
don't
were
know.
moving
Look
it.
at her.
Okay, that explains
It's also hard to
and
like
the dolly.
keep conversation while also trying to focus
Same
on the
thing.
trial.
Yeah, because you kind of just want to focus.
Sure the
It's also
dolly
hard to
was in the
focus on the
equipment room
what is like
first
this
found
ass
Taka's
ugly
body.
background.
Oh, yeah, the trial room.
But
Yeah.
when the body disappeared, so did the doll.
There's also tire tracks. We should bring those up.
Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository,
The dolly was there and had blood on
so
the
did
bead.
the doll.
Hiro has to go out.
Does he?
In
No,
other
now
words,
is not a good time.
You think they used the dolly
Oh,
to
I'm
move the body.
a cat.
Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hi. So,
You can keep going through it while I take him out real quick.
okay, so this is now Hero plays this blind, with pure blind, which means if I have any questions, I'm fucked.
But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely
Sorry about the
positive
alarm.
The dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body.
I mean, yeah, that's actually a fair point. I didn't get a good look at the equipment when we were there. I should have done that,
dolly
damn.
was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room.
Well,
It
that's
would
true.
be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the
Is it
equipment
just me or
room.
does she look like kind of freaky when she does this? It's like she's peering into your soul.
Is it not possible
It's really
that it
hard
was
to
in the
maintain the
repository
commentary
all
when it's not
along,
like back
and
and
you
forth.
simply didn't realize it?
Specifically when like I'm not reading the text on screen. But hey,
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
the tire tracks.
There
of
is
course.
no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway.
You're going defensive pretty quickly, Celeste. Like usually, I notice this when people.
We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going
Wow,
on around
thanks,
you.
bitch. Like, fuck you. I know exactly what's going on. In fact, I'm usually the one who knows more what's going on than you do, so fuck off. Wow, I've never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean. Maybe I can change your mind. I'm just explaining why the dog must have been moved to the equipment room to a repository. No one has been active. Oh, fuck, I knew. This is so late. I didn't think there was anything new. Hi, I had to keep up commentary while you were gone. It was hard. Okay, good for him. The cat was the cat has taken your spot, so. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna. Maybe you should put those in her bowl and keep her in the room. Keep her in the bathroom. Cause she's gonna make a lot of jingles and meows. Okay. New elements add to bullet time battles. Let's figure out what this new element. Let's talk about reloading. What? Starting with this next bullet time battle, we're gonna add one more ingredient to a recipe. The bond screen underneath the temple, make sure you'll see you'll see your ammo count. Until now, that has been really limited on how you destroy your opponent's statements. From now on, locking on and pressing the triangle button won't be enough to handle them. It'll cost you one bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you're on bullets, you can't destroy any more statements no matter how locked on you are. You can reload by pressing the square button. Just like locking on, I have to press the square button with the temple marker. Fuck you!
Yeah.
This bit sucks. Basically, so now I have to do it in perfect rhythm. I remember I struggled with the last bullet time battle because of the nega thing, and that messed me up because it changed. Because I was keeping tempo fine until it sped up, so I need to keep a better thing about that. But I also have to focus on another button. Okay,
Yeah.
whatever. You automatically reload at the start of fever time, and your ammo will not decrease. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, you won't have to reload at all, so you didn't have to deal with this at all.
Nope.
Okay. In which case, you can ignore everything I just said.
Yep.
I find it funny that they don't just take this tutorial out if you're in gentle mode. They just... It's kind of funny. Well, good luck and have fun. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna. This bit's... So I have to do a bullet time battle against Celeste. Really early for a bullet time.
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst.
This is what they meant by Gaku's Gambit, by the way. This is bullet time battle.
Oh.
I cannot agree. You are a fool. Do your worst. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst.
Wait.
Miserable
How,
wretch.
how do I do fever time? I forget.
I cannot agree. You are a fool.
You can press options and it'll tell you the
Do
controls.
your worst. You miserable wretch. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch.
That did not go well for me.
I cannot agree.
Just press it.
This should prove it.
I did not do well on that one.
While you were like just not pressing it, I was like, you're gonna fail. You have
Can
to
you
press
fail
it.
by doing that?
Yes.
If you're asking
Oh.
for proof that the dolly moved, I
I
have
thought I
it
was just
right
gonna have to
here.
like do a truth bullet there. I didn't think she was going to like. I didn't think I was gonna do a bullet time battle. Bullet time battles got so much harder. The first one was so easy. The second one was like okay. Now it's like
When I
fuck
found
me.
the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels
They
had
update
blood stain on it.
these minigames as the games go on, by the way.
Real quick, can I check the? Oh no. Okay, whatever.
There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room.
See, I feel like I could have just presented this. I feel like we didn't need a bullet time battle for that
And
one.
as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository.
Yeah, I already knew this.
So
but
there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Tish. Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that much?
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't think she does. I feel like she just doesn't want to get
Well,
this wrong.
anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
I feel like we could have held that off a little bit, Byakuya, but that was important, so
Yeah.
thank you.
The subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
There's
Hello,
a dog now.
There's a dog on me.
I'm
Oh,
not
you wanna
sure
be on
that
him?
really matters.
Okay.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer.
Simple.
Who's your baby?
One of the Justice Hammers wasn't
If you
using
look
murder
back
weapon.
on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
Oh yeah, because he can't like bend down that far. What does he mean by that? Well, I already figured it out, but make your arguments. So it's obviously the costume. Because the costume. Oh hey, I forgot about Jinko.
You're like, oh yeah,
Taka was
she
killed
existed,
in the
huh?
equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Oops.
Too soon. Yeah.
Makes me think something weird is going on.
Sometimes,
You think one
like, the best advice that I can give you is, like, sometimes
As we know,
you just have to
Taka was
listen to it
killed
the whole
in the
time.
equipment room.
Okay. No
And from there, the body was moved
Just to
to the
make sure.
repository.
That's what I
correct?
started doing, because
Yeah,
I
the
did the
culprit
exact same
wrapped
thing
the
you did. I
body in
started,
the
like,
tarp,
firing it like, oh, it would be
then
this, but there was
loaded it
technically
onto
one
the
that was
dolly
better.
and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
Bitch, shut up! What?
Owie, you proved it yourself. Come on.
He still gets some hearts back. I did badly on that bullet time battle.
You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low.
But someone wearing that
But if you
costume
were
can't.
wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
Phrasing.
What do you mean?
Phrasing.
Think back to what
So
you
we
said
just
when
done
we were
with
all checking
phrasing,
out
or
the suit together.
what?
Remember?
surprised you got anywhere in this thing.
It really does do the miraculous thing with Celeste's tail when it's in one of these images, but it just, where they try to highlight it with blue and it just becomes bright blue.
Yeah.
It's an old comic thing, like they do in old Wonder Woman comics if you ever look at them. I'm telling you, it wasn't me.
And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Yeah, that's just very clunky in the center.
Now that you mention it.
Like a Megazord. Like you gotta move the limbs and
Seems like it'd be awfully
arms.
hard to push that dolly. if you
Limbs
couldn't
arms. You
bend
go with the
over.
limbs.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
Celeste, how would they get the body onto the dolly?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
Yeah, I'm really glad Jill's here. I feel like she's gonna give more input
On
than
top
Toko.
of that, if you
Yeah,
were
Toko
wearing
really
such
doesn't
a
say much
rigid,
except,
cumbersome
I'm not
suit,
ugly.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like we need a murderer's input in this instance. I need someone who knows how to kill.
it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
Sorry, there was a latch that Hero couldn't reach. You can't take it off by yourself. I'm
I
getting a
don't
little
think
bit
taking
fucked
off
back
the
each
suit
time.
was an option. If you remember,
Well, I think Toko was out at that time, so I don't think Jill would remember. I don't think she was here for this. I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help.
Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself?
But I think Toko was still unconscious. I didn't make the stupid freaking thing.
There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own.
That isn't really that sturdy of a clasp. I mean, it is. A clasp like that.
Yeah, but it's one of those that you have to pop up and then move down.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I used to have them on my. It's like they use them on long instrument cases.
And
So I know-
briefcases in general.
Yeah.
We don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Yep.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
Hina.
Of course I wasn't making it up.
Yeah, he might be Listen, he's stupid. He couldn't make any of this up. What's that little bit of? Oh, it's just the background.
if he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it.
Yeah.
Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
I feel he was definitely set up. The hammers in the suit were set up to frame Hero. So whoever the mastermind is wanted us to think it's Hero.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's why the hammers and the suit suit got
So,
used.
it's really true that Robo-Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
Then guess what, Hina?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
No,
Correct.
wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took?
Not really.
You all got a good look at it, did you not?
Yeah.
The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo-Justice?
That doesn't necessarily imply someone's in the suit. Actually, I didn't really think about that. In fact, the only person who ever saw Robo-Justice was Celeste.
Oh, and Fumi, because he's
Yeah,
right
but
there.
I kept thinking about how I kept thinking about how Robo-Justice could get around. I never thought about the fact that he was never moving at all. I never thought about that. The only person who saw Robo-Justice was Celeste. That's how he kept moving around. That's how he was upstairs and downstairs. He was never anywhere. He was in the locker the whole time. That's an empty suit. Hifumi was playing into Celeste's hands. I know exactly what happened now.
If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that?
No one was in that suit.
Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
Yeah, but you probably told him to say it. Now I know what happened. I kept thinking it was you because we know who Hifumi simps for.
I love that reasoning.
How did you get hurt? There's one person that this idiot would follow someone's lead. That guy hit me. Oh man, I was so happy I didn't have to do his voice. What guy? Robot Justice. That's why I decided to call him just now. Except the blueprints already said it, because you made the blueprints. He made the blueprints because he's like, anime!
Anime!
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was
You're
Hero.
really pushing hard to
without a
frame
doubt.
him. Like, she's the one arguing this the most, and that I suspected it was her,
Yeah, that's gotta
but I
be
thought it was
right.
going to come up more naturally in the trial, so that's why I held off saying it. And I even slipped up saying she a couple times when I was trying to make a couple accusations.
Hold on a second.
It's still
What was
far
the
too
first thing
early
that
to
took you
reach
off
that
to
conclusion.
being her?
I said it earlier. It was one person kept guiding us along the way, like where to go. So, and then I said it just now. We never saw Robo Justice. Celeste was always the one telling us where it was. Celeste and Hifumi.
Yeah, as it was unfolding, that was the thing that I noticed, like, immediately when it started happening. I was like,
Yeah, and
the only person that sees anything is Celeste, and
Yeah,
the
and
only thing that's happening is Celeste is telling us where to go.
Yeah, and I noticed that too, but I didn't really think about it then. And I noticed that, like, so what I'm thinking happened is Hifumi and Celeste were working together, and she took that picture of Hifumi with Robo Justice on his back. Smart. She's very clever here. It's clear that she killed Taka, and then and she's also the one who found the bodies in the repository. So I imagine she locked herself in there, then waited for everyone to leave, then left, because she's also the one who guided us to the repository. So I imagine she killed Hifumi while in there, and but he was going out with his dying words, saying yes, a hero, because he's a simp.
Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it.
Before
we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility?
Like the fact that Celeste probably did it.
Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is
I do want to
uncovered
see
by
what
analyzing
her
things from every
execution is
angle.
now.
Perhaps.
fun.
But where do we
I
go
like
from
it.
here?
Well, now you've confirmed it's her.
Yeah, well, you already
Let's
figured
review
it out.
this series
Yeah, I
of
figured out how this
unfortunate
whole crime
events
took
from the
place
beginning.
now.
Maybe we'll uncover something new.
Well, in my opinion, the series of Unfortunate Events series, pretty good. Neil Patrick Harris is decent. She said a review of the series of Unfortunate Events.
What a pain in the ass!
Same.
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes,
Look at it this way,
we have to do it.
Jill. If you don't go through all the process and we get it wrong, you can't kill anyone.
Plus, maybe we'll get to
Yeah,
find
you
out
can't use
where
your
the heck
fancy scissors
Kyoko was
anymore.
when everything went down.
Yeah.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning.
Yeah, where 4 of us had an alibi.
4 of us gathered
Except
together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself.
They haven't gotten there yet. Calm down.
Yeah, I know. I'm
We
ahead of
waited there for
everyone.
quite a
I'm
while,
used.
but
I
nobody else
remember I
showed
compared
up,
this to the
so
first
we
trial.
went to
Now it
look
really
for
does feel like
everyone.
the first trial all over again.
That was around 8 a.m.
I will say there are some things that you haven't quite figured out yet.
Yeah, I know there's always a couple things that I'm a little loose on, but usually I figure them out more as the trial
And as soon
unravels.
as we split up, Kyoko went
But this
missing.
time I won't be like in denial, so I'll probably figure everything out a little more
Soon
easier.
after that, Hina found Celeste in
I
the
said
rec
more
room
easier, I
and
hate
quickly
myself.
came to get Makoto and me.
I'll figure everything out a little easier.
It
Okay.
seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery
That was a
assailant.
very prevalent breath. You noticed it too, right?
I know it was
Sometimes
an
she has
hour,
those just because
I
it's
remember
an
being
intense
attacked a
accent.
little after 7.
I guess so. I switched into German at the very last second there. I guess so.
That
Yeah,
was
she-
when
I
we
think
saw
she's
Celeste's
technically
picture
French,
and
it's a
discovered
French
that her
accent, but
assailant
Liebenberg
had been
isn't
wearing a
German, so-
strange costume.
Fuck you, game. German accent.
It sounds more German. I don't know. It doesn't really sound French, but it sounds more like this.
As
It's like
it
a
turns
small
out,
French
it was
accent.
I guess
fellow
so.
Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo Justice had abducted Hifumi.
No. I
We
keep
were
wanting to
soon
be like,
joined
no,
in our
that's wrong
search by
right now.
Myakuya
but-
and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured,
Aaron must
so
have
we
been
took him to
pissed
the
at
nurse's
this.
office and resumed
Just
our
like
search
this
for the suspect.
Complete recap. Was he?
But not long after leaving the
I'm Googling
nurse's
something in
office.
the Google things was just funny.
Okay. I assume you're looking up what their executions were, the people who died.
No, I'm looking up what her accent technically is.
What's wrong? Well, I guess. I saw a shadow Something moving around at the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Yeah, because I thought it was suspicious that she was guiding everyone earlier, and I pointed that out, but I didn't realize just how suspicious. That's a terrible picture of Leon.
Yeah, it's a bad picture.
Like, Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs so he had further down to the hallway and disappeared. Yeah, like that guy couldn't push past you. That was also another thing I thought was odd. Yeah. Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been. Hifumi, he's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
at that point we decided to
Yeah, it
divide up
addresses
into
that
two
her name
groups.
is from German descent, so.
I guess it's meant to. I don't know. It's a very subtle accent, so it's kind of hard to place exactly what it is.
Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect.
And that's when they found Taka, but not so she was guiding them towards Taka while we went down to find.
Father being a French nobleman, her mother from a
When
family
we
of
got
German
back to the
musicians.
nurse's office,
Oh, so both.
we found Hifumi dead.
I think it's a mix of both, because a lot of people say it's an ambiguous
Accent.
English accent.
Then we.
Or European
And
accent,
that's
sorry.
when we heard the body discovery announcement.
Someone once said, it's an
I left
Australian
Celeste and Hina there
transplant,
and
and I
headed
was
back
like,
to the third floor
no.
to let the others know what had happened.
This is actually very well timed. I didn't really think about that because she had to ensure that we found Hifumi at the same time the others found Taka. It's very clever on her part.
It's French mixed with a few other typical European accents.
Oh, okay. I
French
didn't
and German, namely, is what.
because when I realized he
everything
moved,
says.
when I realized he moved on his own. But I didn't think about it. This is so well timed because we had to find Hifumi unconscious. Unconscious at the same time that they found Taka, so it seemed like we found a body. Because that's when we heard the body discovery announcements. That's very clever, but they had no way of
Meanwhile,
communicating,
we
so
had just
imagine how...
discovered Taka's body in the equipment room.
That's very ingenious.
We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time.
Yeah.
Because we heard the same
This is a
announcement
very,
not
this
long
is a
after
very
we
elaborate
discovered
one,
his
and if
body.
there wasn't like the small details, this would be much clearer.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi.
I really want a drink. I really want Pepsi. Then Celeste probably guided Hina out of the room, so that way he could run off. Hifumi could run
Then
off.
the three of us headed for the nurse's office.
I imagine Celeste. So I imagine with this whole thing, Celeste probably stole alter ego in the end of this, so that way she could elaborate the murder.
But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us, and she told us something very surprising.
I feel like the suspicious thing.
Fumi's body has disappeared.
I feel like everyone should just realize, hey, you guys even notice that we just keep saying Celeste?
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Was that you or the dog?
What?
Someone farted.
It wasn't me.
Dog.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
So that must have. So I imagine Hifumi also moved Taka's body. Because Celeste was with us at that time. Really easy to. This is such a really good little ghost act. This little magic act she's pulled off. This is very clever. A massive gamble. But what else would you expect from her? Are you hallucinating all this or something?
Oh.
But
Are
when
we
got
hallucinating
there,
all of
we
this or
discovered
something?
That now Taka's body had also
Yeah.
gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the
Kyoko
school
was just
for
lost
two
in thought
missing
while she's
dead
like-
bodies.
She's not even thinking about the case at this point. She solved it. She's like, what should I do for lunch?
Yeah, she's like, who will die next? What will the execution be like?
You know what Celeste's execution will be like?
Yeah.
That's all she's thinking about.
Mhm.
Maybe I would do sushi for lunch. Maybe I should try milk tea the way that Celeste likes. Sounds really good. Just like the whole time, that's all she's thinking about.
After some
Yeah.
time,
Celeste
And she just
informed us
steps in
that
when
she
she needs
found
to
the bodies,
guide us
and
back
we
into
all
place.
headed to the repository, which is
She's
where
like, whoa,
we
whoa, whoa, whoa.
discovered the corpses.
Too busy thinking about sushi. Guys, back on track. Back on track.
I think that about covers it.
Yeah, so basically, Celeste.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated.
I just noticed she's not wearing a button-up. She has a zipper with a tie. It's really odd.
Yeah.
That's... What is it with anime shit?
Well, I think it's just the top of it is a zipper.
I imagine, but it'd be really weird if the whole thing wasn't. What the whole thing with this for me is, what is it with anime stuff and zippers? You ever seen Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy? They always have like 500 zippers and
It
belts.
certainly seems
I
to
don't know,
me
but it
that
makes it
these
very
are not a
freaking
simple
annoying to try to
series
make
of
my own
connected
cosplays for
events.
these guys.
Yeah. This one isn't that. She has zippers on. This her whole costume is zippers. Instead of buttons at where her on her sleeve, she has zippers. Oh my god, the suit is stupid.
Okay, well,
I thought she was just
if
wearing a
that's
normal
true,
like little
then what?
Detective suit.
yeah, but no, she's wearing all stupid zippers.
Like PI suit or something.
Also, how is Makoto's staying together when his zipper is down? I just noticed that too. I figured out the case so much already. I'm just pointing out the flaws in
I think we have to
everyone's
consider
design now.
each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Indeed, he was killed. Contradictions that happened in what happened to Tom. Want to uncover the truth of this case? I have to find them no matter what. Oh god, I'm gonna throw up! Okay.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
what makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
No.
What?
Think about it. Saying the numbering of the Justice Hammers, saying Taka's wristwatch doesn't contradict the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
regarding
The numbering of
Taka's
the Justice
death,
Hammers would lead you to
I
believe that.
wonder if he died
Oh, I
before
guess so.
or perhaps
My
it
bad.
We already know what order they
I'm
were.
gonna get
Taka
some
came
extra
last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Do I have to? I feel like I have to steal a statement for this one. And what? Or that I just want to use this name. Something about that is bothering me.
So, regarding Taka's death,
Yeah,
I wonder if
neither
he
of these
died
really help me.
before
I feel like
Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
there's only two statements I can shoot here,
What
right?
makes you say that?
Okay, so I need to take one and shoot the
Because
other
of the
one.
numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with
Did I get
Justice
it?
Hammer
No.
3.
It'll show up
While
down there.
Taka's
You don't
death
need to
came from a
shoot
swing
away the
of
thing
Justice
or
Hammer
this.
4.
See?
Okay.
So it's obvious Taka came
You can
after.
do the thing even if there's no reason to.
Oh no, I'm just doing that for extra time.
Oh, okay.
Because I think I did it once earlier. So I assume I have to shoot the
regarding
number in
Taka's
the order.
death,
Don't worry, I got this, guys.
I wonder if he died
Oh
before
shit, I didn't realize that. I accidentally shot the white. I didn't,
We
because I was just
already
doing
know
this.
what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Give that to me.
It's true that Hifumi, while Taka's death,
Oh yeah, their voices are great when you speak them out.
Okay. I've also been using R1 more.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in.
Yeah, okay. This is much more complex than Phoenix, right, Charles? It does give you more room for error, though.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's why I got really bored.
There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers.
Yeah, this whole thing is just one giant minigame. It's definitely more interactive and
Yeah.
a little more stressful.
If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order,
This Oh wow, we really back onto the episode
But
already.
in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi?
Huh.
Okay then, let's see the proof.
We'll show the proof next time. That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah, okay. This,
Alright, bye.
I'm gonna go drink.
Woohoo!
These are not as interesting when you know exactly what happens. Like, cause I had theories and now I know exactly what happens. Now it's just not as interesting. It's just a matter of getting there now.
You're still missing one thing.
I am, but I'm sure that I'll figure it out when it unravels.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened in the first drop. Anyway, see you guys next time.